Hey guys, welcome back. This is the Bitcoin market review for December the 6th, 2022. And before we get into the price action, we have to look at the economic calendar. And we can see yesterday there were no high impact news events or even medium impact news events for US dollar. So we don't have to focus on them. We can solely focus on price action. And yeah, I would say we get right into it. And we first want to jump to the 1 minute chart. Looking at a setup on the 1 minute, and it's after 2 p.m. It's in between 2 and 3 p.m. and I mean it's a little bit longer one to play out, but I hope I can show it. So yeah, I'm gonna draw a line like this. You can see this move up here went quite close to this high. Price then started to retrace, and if we draw out the flip tool, you can see first it retraces. I mean, now you can't really see but the 0.5 level is in line with the New York Open, so the New York Midnight Open price. This is the pink line. Yeah, it's pink or violet line. And you can see the 0.5 level is exactly on top of it. If I zoom in, and actually, okay, if I zoom in a little bit more, it's a little bit above. It's a couple of cents above the New York Midnight Open. But yeah, you can see price retraces down into discount, pushes back up, so it's around equilibrium, pushes down into discount again, and then eventually it pushes down to move into this fair value gap right here. You can see it wicks quite nicely into it. Once, twice, 3 times, okay. Then it moves up, leading to a market structure shift right here. So it breaks this high right here, which then is a market structure shift. And then it revisits this fair value gap once again, prior to then eventually pushing up higher and taking out this high and moving into this fair value gap right here. So this is a nice setup if you consider the whole structure of everything. We have a move close to an old high. Price then stays around equilibrium, and then it moves into a discount array, which is this fair value gap, wicks into it, and then it shows a reversal, you know, with this push up, which actually also is a move above this high right here, just ever so slightly. I'm gonna zoom in so you can see it. Right here, you see, you know, that is a market structure shift. It's a tiny move above, but it is a move above. And then you can see price moves back down, touches this fair value gap again, goes into the same area where these wicks are, you know, and then eventually it pushes away. So quite a nice setup if you want to consider more teachings of, or you have to consider more of the teachings of ICT, you know, with a consolidation around equilibrium. Then we have the liquidity grab below. It goes into a discount array, and then we have expansion again. And then up here we have reversal, and price pushes down to take out these lows right here. Okay. And this concludes the setups for the early morning. And now we have to jump all the way to 9:40 is where the next setup is. So price, sorry. Price pushes down right here, then reverses, starts to push up. Actually, gonna zoom out a bit. You can see price pushes down, takes out this low, takes out this low over here. Then it reverses, starts a little bit of an uptrend, reverses here again, pushes down, and then actually here we have a setup in this move right here. So you see this push down moves very close. Well, actually creates an equal low with this one right here, but they are both slightly above these lows right here. There's a fair value gap down here. So we expect price to run into this. And after pushing down right here, we look, okay, yeah, there are a couple of fair value gaps above. First one being this one, and there's actually another one above here which it doesn't even touch on this rundown. Comes back to touch it right here in the next one. We're gonna look at that in a second, but now let's focus on this one. So you see price pushes back up into a premium, fully fills the fair value gap, even touches this up close candle, which is the order block. You can see, if I put my cursor to the bottom of this candle, you can see this wick up touches it perfectly. And then it continues lower to move into this fair value gap. This fair value gap right here, that is what I'm talking about. You can see, nice move into the fair value gap. And then, as I just said a minute ago or so, you can see price then pushes back up to go into the higher fair value gap right here. And there's actually a gap up here which it also touches or moves into. Can I draw that out? Yeah. Also goes into this gap. So we could say, yeah, this is our next setup. Goes into a deep premium into the fair value gap and the gap, and then reverses to push down to fully fill this fair value gap right here, and it attacks the rejection block right here as well. So nice setup, and then you can see price reverses, pushes above these equal highs right here, like pushes above it once, pushes up another time, and then consolidates here, and eventually it starts downtrend. You can see a lower low, well, with the high. This is slightly lower high, then with a lower low, a lower high, lower lows and lower highs, all the way this down move right here. And there's actually a setup right here. So from this high to this low, I believe, you can see there's a move up, but I want to show it to you on the 5-minute chart because it's actually a 5-minute setup. So you see this move down pushes all the way to the rejection block right here. So this move down, if I draw out, I'm gonna draw out the rejection block like this. You can see this candle pushed through it to the rejection block. Price then pushes back up to go into the fair value gap right here and to touch, just gonna show it to you like this, touch the order block, sorry, touch the order block, and then it reverses, you know, first reverses, consolidates, and eventually it pushes down, takes out this low, and it doesn't take out this low, only comes very close, and then it reverses right here again. And this reversal is our next setup then. I'm gonna jump to that in a second. Just let me delete that first. Okay, so this is actually a very nice setup because it is a setup on multiple time frames. So first time frame we're gonna look at it is the 5-minute. So we can see there is a 5-minute fair value gap all the way down here. You know, actually let's talk about narrative first. So price pushes up, breaks a couple of highs. First one, second one, and even this one, which is a more distinct high. So we expect price to go higher now. We have a break of market structure to the upside, so we want to look for longs. We can see on this up move, on this price leg up, there are actually two fair value gaps. There is the higher one right here, which I'm not gonna leave right now as price touches the goes for the lower one, which is all the way down here. You can see price first pushes down into it. Whoop, not what I wanted, sorry. Just a little misclick. You know, pushes down right here into the order block, fills the fair value gap, comes back up to equilibrium, and then pushes down lower once more, and it touches the fair value gap here once more. You can see, touches it beautifully, primed and reversing and pushing up higher. And this is how the setup looks on the 5-minute. And now let's look at it on the 3-minute, because on the 3-minute, you know, we can add some more confluence and narrow it down a bit. So you can see Fair Value Gap looks a little bit different, and these wicks make more sense to why. Wow, I'm misclicking with the right button all the time. I'm so sorry about that. You know, price pushes down into the Fair Value Gap. Here on the 3 minute, it's a bigger Fair Value Gap, and also the order block looks a little bit, I don't want to say better, but I like it when the order block is like not a candle with a long wick or anything, but it's a full candle, and I like that. Just makes it easier for me to identify it. That's what I want to say. So you can see price pushes down into the Fair Value Gap. This candle goes through the Fair Value Gap, but all the other Fair Value Gaps are not. Wow, all the other candles stay in the Fair Value Gap. Now I can say it. Stay in the Fair Value Gap. Only this one pushes through, then goes back up, touches the Fair Value Gap once more, and then we have this move up here, you know, down. And there's actually like here in the 3 minute you can already see it. I think it's also visible on the 5 minute, but on the 3 minute it looks better. Price pushes up, takes out this high, so with a another shift to the aftermarket structure to the upside. So this is the continuation upside. Price then goes back down into a Fair Value Gap, touches this down close candle, which is the order block, and then it continues higher. Okay, and then we actually can add more confluence on the 1 minute. So we can even actually let's leave the 3 minute Fair Value Gap, as the 1 minute Fair Value Gap is within it. So that's good. But you can see this move down goes all the way beautifully into this order block. Perfectly. And first this order block, and then there is this order block right here as well. So these two up close candles move through this down close candle. Price then revisits this order block prior to then shooting up higher. And if we now look at it, actually I think it, so this is the open of this down close candle. So this is the open of the order block. The price is 16,925.05, and the low of this candle is 16,925 even. So it goes into this order block by 5 cents. I mean, that is just beautiful delivery, you know? Beautiful delivery. So on the 1 minute we can see it touches an order block perfectly prior to then reversing, and here it touches the higher time frame Fair Value Gap once more. And here we have also the setup we just looked at on the 3 minute. It's even a bit more refined right here. Fair Value Gap, price pushes down, and you can see we have a consolidation right here, and it touches the top of this consolidation, or it touches the consolidation here once again, and then it starts to move up higher, starting an uptrend. So this setup right here is just beautiful, you know. It's a setup that is valid on the 5, on the 3, and on the 1 minute, and each of these time frame adds more confluence to it. So that's why this is a very nice setup, and I think it's the best setup from yesterday. Okay, and then we have 2 more setups a little bit later in the day. And first one being, it's kind of a long one, and I don't really see it as a good setup. It's just another thing of a type of confluence to, okay, why did price do what it did? And just note this Fair Value Gap right here. You can see price pushes up, takes out this high and this high, and here we have very equal highs, so we expect price to reach them. But then price goes into consolidation right here. So after the New York PM session, which ends at 4 p.m., you can see price then consolidates all the way until like, yeah, what is that? 5:45. Consolidates, and then eventually it pushes down. Volatile move down, you know, big down close candles, reaches this Fair Value Gap right here prior to then reversing and pushing up higher. So on this move down, you probably would think, like if you look at it, let's say like this, you know, you only see the down close candles, another down close candle. You probably would think, oh damn, this is definitely going lower. But it doesn't. It only goes down into this discount array, this fair value gap, and then it reverses and pushes up higher. So you always have to be aware of things like that. You always have to look out for these things, you know, for fair value gaps, order blocks. Because you might have been caught offside, you know. A lot of equal lows right here, so this was only a liquidity grab. Price pushes down, takes out these lows, pushes into a discount array, which is this fair value gap. Then it reverses to take all these highs right here. So you always have to be aware of the PD arrays on the chart, or on the left side of the chart, you know. Price is here, you have to be aware of all the PD arrays on the left side of the chart. Okay, and then actually we have a setup right here. So I think this is the low right here to the high, and yeah, just gonna draw it up and then I'll give you a little bit of the reasons why price did that. So let me zoom out a bit. So you can see there are a couple of highs right here, all these highs, these equal highs, and this high right here with a fair value gap right here. On this push higher, boom, all the way to here. So this price goes above this high into this fair value gap right here, and then it retraces down into the fair value gap, you know, here, takes the liquidity, boom, into the fair value gap, or actually offers price to the downside right here, goes up further to eventually take out all of these highs. So this is just a little stop in the up move, you know, to move down, go into a fair value gap, and then continue up higher. And that was the last setup from yesterday's price action. And I mean, actually, yeah, let me show you one more thing. This is already a long video, but let me show you one more thing. Yesterday was pretty much the accumulation and manipulation phase of Power of 3, which ICT teaches, you know. So, boom, this is accumulation. You can see now it's consolidation. Then this up move, which we just looked at, is manipulation. And we get red. Manipulation, we move up, we take the liquidity above the consolidation and even this high into this early gap right here. And you can see now we started the down move, which is accumulation, manipulation, distribution. I'm gonna make this blue. Let's see how far it goes. But yeah, we already took this, like these equal lows right here, this low, and now we haven't taken this low, so I kind of would expect it to run this low into this fair value gap right here. So let's make it like this. It probably runs that, and yeah, just one more thing I just noticed. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, leave a comment if you have any suggestions of what you want to see. And yeah, I hope you guys are well. I hope I see you guys again. And yeah, bye.